Hi everyone, it's Beaching Nails. Today I'm going to show you guys a little bit more with dried alcohol inks. Today I am using MJ10 and we're going to be concentrating on this image and this image right here. Now I went ahead and I have my swatch sticks ready. I have one white one and one black one. I'm going to stamp one in white and one in black. And then we're going to play with the dry alcohol inks just on a plain white base. I'll be back, I'll have these stamped, and we'll have everything all ready. So here are the nails stamped. This one was painted with white, and I stamped in black. And this one was black, and I stamped it with white. We're going to do like a reverse, but with alcohol inks. I am using 91% rubbing alcohol. And I keep mine in this little container here. You get like, I think 12 of these at the dollar store. And as you can see, this one is dirty. I don't fill this up all the way. I just put a little bit in there. I don't want to start a new project with dirty rubbing alcohol like that. So I have a bag here of my old Manny rags, paper towels, gauze pads that I use to remove my polish with. So I just dump that on there, and I'm going to go ahead and add some fresh. And you just need a little. So, like I said, once it gets dirty, you're going to dump it anyways. You can't really reuse it. Brushes, you can use a bunch of different kinds of brushes. There is no must-haves. You can use a striper brush. I've done a mani with this. You can use a regular, this is actually, I got this set from Five Below. There's like 12 in a package for $4. I have been using to fill in is my Fab Your Nails, the detail one. I do like this because it is a fine bristle. And sometimes I'll pull out the big dogs and, you know, use something that's more coarse. Let me grab my inks over here. I keep mine in a palette like this. I got this palette on Amazon. It was like $4.44. I have little stickers on here because when the inks dry, they all get kind of dark and it's hard to tell who is who. So I have a heart hole puncher, and I punched out, my lid actually broke. I punched out and I colored them in so I kind of knew what they looked like over white. And this is my dried palette that I'm going to be using. I like using them dry because I waste less. Which wasting less means I get more out of it so I can use it more often. And I'm going to get a little section of paper towel here. And let's start out with the nail that we painted black and stamped in white. Can you guys see that good? I hope so. I don't want to come too close because then it gets blurry, but I still want you guys to be able to see what exactly I am doing. Here's my alcohol. I'm going to first get my brush wet, and then I'm going to wipe it off. Just dab. Wet and dab. Now I'm just going to go with random colors here. I'm not even looking for it to match or to look pretty. So I'm going to color these flowers, let's say, oh, I don't know, let's do orange. I'm going to dip into my alcohol, the whole brush, dab a little bit of it off, and I'm going to go into my orange here. Right here's my orange. I'm going to go in there. And I can see that it's already activating it. It's on my brush. How do I know it's on my brush? Look when I go to the paper towel. It's on there. It dries fast. As you can see, it's almost off my brush. Now if you just, I mean, I'm talking barely the tip. Barely. Just tiny into your rubbing alcohol. See how it brings it back? Not for long. And that's how I change colors. Barely dip it in there and wipe it on the paper towel. So see, when I swish it around, I didn't stain my water. Alright, let's get ready here. I go back into my orange here. Get some on my brush. Try to get my bristle hairs all together here, so I don't have any wild hairs. And I'm going to move this out of the way. And do you see that? I'm coloring it in. Now this is a black nail stamped in white. Now if I go a little bit, and again, just barely the tip of it, barely. Just a little. Watch what happens. I reactivated, it's lighter. Gonna lighten it all up. I go back into my orange, which my brush is still wet. Come back again. And color it in. These are what I called, you know, a mani that I just literally slap on, because it's so fast. I mean, I've done a mani, my nails are still wet, and I have to go to the store. Do you know how hard it is to tie your shoes with wet nails? So these fast manis I really like. Now if we give that a second to dry, let's go to another flower. Let's do this purple over here. Let's see how this looks on a flower. And you don't have to use a brush. I can pull out, and I have done a mani. You can pull out, and of course I don't have anything in my drawer. Oh yeah, I do right here. You can pull out your makeup sponge. And a bigger brush, obviously, you'll need to get more inks on. Put it on here and dab it onto your nail. Or you can actually add a couple of drops from your alcohol ink bottles on here and dab it on. I've done that before. Here's that purple. It's late at night and the dogs are sleeping, so. And the lighting's better because it's all dark outside and I have the curtains closed. So I figured this would be a great time to do a video. And it's alcohol inks. You can play around with it. If you don't like the color that you put on there, let it dry and then go over it again. And how did I find this out? Actually, I've been through Pinterest, and Tim Holtz, he uses these inks to do a lot of paper crafting. And this is his palette actually that I'm using. And these alcohol inks are made to be dried out and to be used with art as well. I'm sure they weren't meant to be used for nails, but, or marketed that way. But the work that he does is amazing. I mean, a lot of the things that are out and trending with these new art styles and everything else, it's mainly like things that you can do on paper. And you look at it and you say, how can I make that small onto my nail? How did they do it? Easter had come so fast this year, I really wanted to be able to get some Easter manis done and try new things. Have you just Googled and looked up, like, DIY Easter egg coloring? Do it. Google it. You'll be amazed of the different things that they do to color Easter eggs. They'll actually use beets, soak them in vinegar to dye it red, to dye the Easter egg. Which, of course, you know me, it's got my wheel spinning. Well, can I do that to my nail? I'm sure the beads would really stain if I got it on my skin. But some of the other things that they do, of course, they'll take like a band, a rubber band or burlap, and they wrap the egg in it and they let it sit in there. Then there's this one, it's so cool, they call it a dinosaur egg. And what they do is they actually crack the shell and they soak it in the stuff. And they remove it and it looks like marble. It is gorgeous. And these are things that, you know, kids are doing on their nails. They had the shaving cream. You can use shaving cream with acrylic paints to create marble. Only downside on that is drying time. I've never done it on my actual nail, but I know they say on paper you kind of got to wait for it to dry. I'm just applying some green here. You should hear me at the holidays. I just chit-chat about nails. I pull out my phone and I show my 93-year-old grandmother all of my nail work. And she's always amazed. You did that on your nails? You had that on there? And of course, every holiday, my nails are always naked. Go figure. But when you do this right here, there's really no right or wrong. As you can see, I don't know if you can see it there, I got a little bit of green in my flower petal down here. You probably couldn't even see, and most wouldn't care, but I'm going to go over it just to show you guys. Look at that. So even if you don't stay on the lines, or, you know, you're a little sloppy, sometimes working on a small canvas, you kind of get a little bit of the jitters, especially if you're a coffee drinker, which I am. I'm surprised my mayonnaise look halfway decent. I'm usually jacked up on caffeine. Got a little bit more green here or there. Let's try, I think this is green. Some of the colors are so dark I can't tell who's who. Oh, and my little paper towel here. I put it down. It is green. Just go over it a little bit. Anywhere that there is white showing, we want to cover. Remember, this was a black nail. And you can't see any of the colors that I got onto the black, which is pretty cool. See, I'll put purple right here. You can't see it. See, that's, I'll show you. I have purple. And you don't see it on the black at all. This video is going to be long, and I'm going to apologize ahead of time. But you know, I'd rather be really informative and let you guys know how I do it. Everybody does everything differently. Alright, that one's done. Now, let's clean my brush here. My water's a little bit dirty. I got a little bit lazy there and put too much of it in there. I'll dip it in there. Wipe it off. Look at all that color. A little bit in there, wipe it off. All gone. Alright, here's the tricky part. A lot of people say that when they're done, they go to top coat it, it smears, it's blobby. What do you do? I'm using Aerosol Hairspray. Cheap, White Rain. I think I got this at the dollar store. Now when I say lightly, it's literally, let me move my nail here. I do mine actually on a towel, so I don't leave everything all sticky. So let me lower the music so you can hear. It's just a, that's it. Real quick. That's it. All done. Now, if your nail's here, I mean, I would hold the can, your nails here, I'd hold the can pretty far away. If you go too close to it like this, it's gonna spray those colors all around. And you gotta remember, if this is on your nail, or on your hand, obviously it's on your nail, if it's on your hand instead of a swatch stick, when you're done spraying, it's gonna be a little bit wet. Try to keep your hand flat down. If you don't and you hold your hand up like this, you're putting liquid on there. So the liquid is going to hit on top of the inks, and it may activate it a little bit, and it may make it runny. When it gets runny and you have your hand up like this, that color is going to run down into your cuticles, all over your skin. You've got more cleanup to do, and you've got possible staining as well. So try to keep your hands down. Move a piece of paper like this. It's hairspray. It dries fairly fast. And when you top coat, you go lightly. You hover over it as if you were stamping with Conad. So here's my nail, and I'm getting ready to spray. Oh, I actually missed part of the nail. That's it. So I'm going to put this one to the side, let it dry. And we'll go ahead and we'll do the nail that we have stamped in black over a white base. Should we make these two match or make them different? Try something different. Oh, I need my lid to look at my colors. I just got these 3 new colors. I can't wait to play with them. I had indigo. Look at that. Mermaid. And teakwood. I really want to use mermaid. And that's this one right here. So, normally flowers aren't really that color, but who cares, right? Let's see what it looks like. Oh, you know, to be cool, I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm going to put yellow in the center. We'll put this on the outside. See, this is why a lot of times I don't do videos on a lot of my manis. To be honest with you, I just wing it. Unless there's a certain image or a certain mani I'm wanting to create that I actually plan out. All my other ones, there's no planning. I usually go straight for my base, and then from there I try to figure out what art best goes with that base. I get my alcohol over here. Ooh, look at that color. I am so loving this one. Ooh. Now again, you can get it on the black. It will not show. It's like lead lighting. Oh, look at that. Can you see that? I stuck my brush all the way down in there. Messing up my alcohol already. Let's go on some yellow. Let's see what this looks like. Now you can also use blending solution. I have blending solution. I've used it before. This is really handy to have on hand, especially doing this type of art on your nails, because if your rubbing alcohol will not remove it from your skin, this guy will. I like using it to ink with as well, but it tends to dry up. It evaporates quickly. Now I did see there's a YouTube video out of how to make your own blending solution. But one of the ingredients, I'm going to have to stop at my hardware store to see if they carry it, because no other store does. And really, with a coupon at Joann Fabrics, that bottle's like $2. I don't know how much the other stuff costs. Like I said, I'll have to check out. My hardware store for that. Let's do yellow and teal. Nice and springy. And now this part right here on the nail, this right here on the stamped image, it's really like a leaf. Now this flower here is looking a little funky, huh? And it needs to get blended together. It's okay. We're going to go into the teal. Oh, look what I did to the hairs. And if it's too dark, as you see this one here, it's really dark. Go into your rubbing alcohol and it'll thin it out. Boy, that mermaid color is like potent. She is one PO'd mermaid, huh? Oh, I really like that. Darn it, I wish I did it to that flower. I don't like the yellow in the center. Turning it green. Speaking of, let's add some foliage over here. And I've had my inks now in my palette here for a couple of months actually. And there's only a couple of colors that I just topped off. I mean, I know you'll get 1,000 drops by using them wet, but when you use them dry, you tend to have more control over it. Well, that green is kind of like a lime green. Let's see. I'm just putting alcohol on my brush here. And yeah, I'll be honest with you, I really did not like that flower. I thought he was not handsome. Not very pretty. But look how ironically I'm able to save it. I want to put some more teal in him. I wonder what would happen. Let's be different and make this one over here purple. Now remember, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'll have pictures of these nails. Cleaning my brush off. And the alcohol, wiping it off until there's no more color left on there. I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I continue to mess with that flower or leave him be? I'm just going to leave him be. He's kind of, this one's looking a little bit more retro. Well, that one now, he needs something else. See how I'm nitpicky? And that white dot there, he's just white by himself. Slap something on it. There we go. Now remember, this was a white base nail. So wherever you see white, you want to make sure you hit it with some type of color. Either your background color or something. Clean my brush off. Move my stuff out of the way. Get my hairspray. Set this little guy. Make sure he's dry because I had some alcohol on there. He should be good. Quick shake. And remember, it's just a psh, psh, that's it. That's it. Yep, got it all. Not too close. Although that could be a cool mani if you want to go close like that and hit it spray. You'll push your inks and it'll run together and it'll give you a unique swirl. I would lay down a lot of latex, liquid latex, for easier cleanup if you do that. Well, that's pretty cool, huh? Let's let him dry and get back to this other nail here. Uh-oh, I lost him. Found him. This is no stamped. Just plain one coat. I use Funky Fingers. It's cheap. It's affordable. My manis are on and off under 24 hours. This is gesso. This Funky Fingers I stamp with. This is really one of the only white polishes I had found that I can do 2 coats, have complete solid coverage, even with no streaking, and this dries fairly fast. Not bad for $1.66 a bottle, you know? Alright, what should we do with this one here? I've done it with a striping brush. Let's use this guy here. And let's use, I really want to use this teak wood. I haven't, well actually I have, but you haven't seen it yet. You'll see it. I've used him though. Let's use the teak wood and the indigo. And this one's the indigo here. So teak wood's over here. Do teak wood, you know, I want to do the teak wood in Mermaid. Let's get my brush wet. My water's a little green, but it should be okay. I don't know what color to go in first. Let's go under the teak wood. Let's just jump in. Good, brush them on. You can dab them on. Look at that, even dabbing over. You can paint your whole nail with it. There's so much to do. I just dipped it in a little bit of alcohol. Look at that. That's weird. I kind of got now a peachy color going on in there. Which I don't know if I like yet or not. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm just experimenting and playing around. I'm just brushing it on. Layering it up. Now it's getting kind of pretty cool. Especially over here. I'm really liking that. You know what? I probably wouldn't be able to do that again over on this side. which is okay because it looks like I kind of taped it off because that's a different finish down there. Turn the nail this way, and it's like looking like a beach scene, you know? Very cool, very cool. I like it. But over here does need some more of something. So let's get some more teak wood. And this is how, honestly, how I end up doing my manis. Trial and error, I usually do it on my nails. I work with it. You saw it first. I really did not care for this. And I'd hate to sit there and do a video and do all the editing and be like, no, didn't even like it. There's so many manis I haven't even posted. Either the day got past me, the sunlight moved, I didn't have the right lighting, or to be honest, I didn't want to keep it on for another night. So I just removed it so I can put something funner on. Done that. Look at that. See that? Let's do this. Barely touch right here. Just barely. Look at that. That is like amazing. Put a ring inside of a ring. Very cool, very cool. I don't want to mess with this anymore. I'm liking it. And then I'm going to continue. I'm going to add another one right there. Just kind of make it darker. Alright, I'm going to stop. Gonna hit this guy with spray. This is like one of those nails, to be honest with you. It's gonna be so hard to art it, to stamp it, because you just created art right here. This is like canvas art, literally. People use these to make huge wall canvas arts. So I'm gonna clean my brush off. I'm really loving these new colors that I got. I'm so glad I got them. Move this out of the way. Grab my towel, get my hairspray, set this little guy. Now I've had nails that after I sprayed it, I have top coated, and it had lightened it a lot more than what I really anticipated it to do. And I was kind of upset because I really liked it the way it is. Like this nail right here, I freaking love it just this way. I don't want the colors to change. So what I'm going to do, just because of that, I'm going to spray it twice. Well, I'm going to spray it once, let it dry all the way, and spray it again. I want to make sure that I have a protective layer, that those colors, they're not going anywhere. Just up, that's it. Ready? Look at that. I absolutely love that guy. Alrighty, I've got 3 in the box to dry. Our first one should be done. And he is. Oh, I also used, I'm still using my Fab Your Nails stamper head. He stuck to me, so I decided to share it with you guys. He wanted to be on the video. That's my go-to stamper. He is sticky, obviously. He is squishy. He is nice. He's friendly. Now, for a top coat, you can top coat it. You can matte it. I'm just going to use Fresh Paints top coat. It dries fast. Less strokes is better. And don't use too much polish, because if you use too much, that top coat is going to start eating away a little bit at your alcohol ink and cause a little bit of a reaction. It'll tint your colors a little bit lighter. So if you really like what you have, but it's a little bit too bold, you've got an 80% chance, to be honest, that it's going to get lighter as soon as you top coat it, no matter what. Let's put him to the side so we don't mess him up. And our other one should be ready. Oh, actually, you know what? He's not. He's still, I think, damp. No, he's dry. Now, sometimes with the inks, what I like to do is I will top coat before I go ahead and matte. Because the matte is, it's just a little bit thicker. And I don't really want it sitting on top of my inks. Now, on your actual nails, make sure you hit your free edge. Now let's get this other guy out. Oh, look at him. He's still awesome. I love him. And let's hit him with hairspray again. Like I said, I want a extra protection here. I'll put my hand here because I don't want it to get on my other nail over there. That's it. Keep him flat, let him dry. And that is it, you guys. Dried alcohol inks are very easy and simple to do. 91% alcohol. Here's my water. As you can see, it's a little bit dirty. I could still use it for a while, or I can dump it out. That's why I don't put a lot in here, because you're going to end up dumping it out. Although I do like this little container because I can keep it closed. Alrighty, you guys, take care. Hang 10. Bye-bye.